put on your seatbelt. Let's go.
All right, turn up the music.
There's a killer on the loose. Look out, he's right behind you. He won't give me the axe. I'm scared, but I'm fighting back. We are the scream queens, running through the night. We are the scream queens, gonna put up a fight, make everything alright.
Welcome to Scream Queens Horror Road Trip Podcast. This is episode 112, and that is your final girl, Miss Justine, and I am your sole survivor, Mr. Josh, and we're on Interstate 81 North, heading to the train station to go to New York City.
Yes, we're getting in a train cart and having the experience of a lifetime in New York City because we are going to fulfill just a little childhood movie bucket list of filming locations.
Which is
Ghostbusters!
Who are you gonna call, Miss Justine?
Ghostbusters?
I would have said Pedro Pascal or...
Bustin' makes me feel good.
What? Oh,
That's
yeah.
from the
Bustin'
song.
makes me feel
It's
good.
the funniest part of the song. Bustin' makes me feel good.
So dirty.
Well, okay. Let's just get into it. We are about to have an epic adventure in New York City.
You heard all about the train ride last episode.
And so we need to tell you about this wonderful movie, this 80s classic, big blockbuster, smash, summer hit.
Yep, and we're going to go see all those locations. I'm excited. We're going to see the Hook and Ladder, Dana's apartment.
We're going to go to New York City Hall. We're going to New York Library.
And we've already been to Tavern on the Green before, so we'll probably skip that for this episode. But we're going to do all the other stuff.
And in a way, when we go to Spook Central, Dana's apartment complex, it's like you can see Tavern on the Green. So we'll probably even just wave to it.
Still get
but
to...
we don't need to eat there. We have had that experience.
And the weather's kind of chilly right now. It's only going to be like in the 40s and 50s, maybe even rainy. So we're not going to want to sit outside at Tavern on the Green.
No, but I'm super excited to get to go to the Hook and Ladder. It's Hook and Ladder number 8. It's a working fire station, but it also
As a
is a little gift shop, a little museum.
Yeah,
so.
Apparently they were one of the first responders on 9/11, were the firefighters who worked at this Hook and Ladder. So they have a museum dedicated to that inside as well.
And when you see where the World Trade Centers were and like where that memorial is located, it's very close to Hook and Ladder number 8.
Yeah.
So probably gonna walk on over there and just pay our respects. And we're gonna eat a lot of good food, some New York classics.
Take in a Broadway show.
We're gonna take in a whole Broadway show.
Take in a whole? What?
We're taking in a whole. Oh my God! No, this is not Midnight Meat Train. We're not getting back on that, guys.
No, I just don't know how you take a whole. You take things in a whole, but...
I can take a whole lot of your bullshit.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get into Ghostbusters. Josh, this is episode 112. Can you believe it?
Oh, is it 112? I think I might have introduced it as 111. You're right, it's 112.
Yeah, it's definitely 112.
Was last episode, so.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Is that
it goes up
one
number every time.
One episode number each time we do another one of these road trips.
Does it go up an extra on a leap year?
Ooh, good question.
No.
You know what? I'm going to say yes, just to be controversial.
Yeah.
This is also our first episode where we're recording us, like on camera, in the car.
Go join our Patreon so you can watch it.
You can watch
so you can
us
see our pretty shiny faces.
do what we do in this car and try our best not to look at that camera.
I guess we can a little.
Like give a little winky. Like, oh wait, I think I just did like 3 winkies.
But I need to be looking at the road,
Yeah,
not the camera.
that is for sure. Yeah, we're judging. This is the first one. We're gonna put it up there. It's Ghostbusters. It was worthy of this first experience, but nonetheless, we're assessing it as it goes, guys. It seems safe.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other like reality shows that have like filming going on in cars. It's just a matter of making sure that we're always.
Well, they probably don't have a
keeping
little
our eyes on
monitor where they can like watch themselves. So.
Oh, true.
On the reality show.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Well, we're in our own little ecto car.
Yeah, this is not Ecto 1, it's Ecto 2.
It's
so.
Ecto 583. I'm trying to remember what the numbers are on my license plate.
Don't tell people your license plate.
Well, I think I just messed up and didn't anyways.
Oh, thank goodness.
I didn't give them the whole thing. There's still at least like 3 other missing components to that.
We have some smart listeners. They would have
cracked
that code.
Our listeners are geniuses.
Yeah.
Genius. Okay. Josh, who directed this movie? Pop quiz!
Ivan Reitman.
How did you know that?
Because I just know it.
Because I just know. You would know it.
Oh, thanks.
So this movie came out before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's eye.
What year did it come out?
1984.
Okay.
But you, being a much older individual than myself, light years. We're talking, there's quite a distance, a window, a gap of age.
You got a big birthday coming up. So
where Josh has...
Be quiet.
His years have transpired. I am turning 40 this year. That's a crazy number, but you have already done such things in your life's experience.
But barely, so.
But you have. You already did it. 1984 brought us this wonderful summer blockbuster hit. It came out in June. Summer smash.
Summer smash.
I'm gonna summer smash.
Broke all the records. Ghostbusters.
And it spawned so many sequels and still does. And we have very memorable moments and iconic scenes.
My first kind of history with Ghostbusters is I used to watch the real Ghostbusters.
Oh, the cartoon?
I might have seen, I can't remember honestly which came first. I have an early memory of being like 4 or 5 years old at the beach, and this was on TV, probably on the HBO.
You had HBO?
And watching it, while we were on vacation.
Oh yeah, you always get it in the hotels and stuff.
And I can remember being really creeped out by the opening scene.
Yes.
That always really scared me.
Especially when
when they come back to investigate.
When all of the Ghostbusters show up. Okay. It's got Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray,
star-studded,
Harold Ramis, Sigourney Weaver, Annie Potts, Ernie Hudson, plenty more.
Gosh, it's like everybody.
But it's everybody that you know, and it's everybody that I know.
Did you say Harold Ramis?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I think I did. I guess we'll find out when we listen to this back.
I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. You probably did.
And that's the story of my life. All right, let's get into the opening of this movie. It's the New York Library. We got that, and that in itself is something I've talked to Josh about. When we get to New York City, it's very close to our hotel. And we're going to stop at the New York Library, and I want us to get our own like iconic picture with the lion and with the sign in the back that says New York Library. I want it all.
And we went last year, but it's worth revisiting. They have a free museum inside, and it's a really great museum. They have like a copy of, was it the
Gutenberg?
The Gutenberg,
yes.
The first English version that was sent to America.
Yes, yeah. Which that's
the original Pooh Bear was there last time we went.
Yes, they and they kind of had like a celebration of it was like through the decades. I kind of forget. Maybe it was like social justice or something, but and it was like different types of handmade work.
Yeah.
They always have just something to celebrate.
Yeah, like
So
I said,
you can
free
go back
museum,
a million
and they
times.
have some great stuff, so it's worth taking
Yeah.
advantage of. So we're going to go back, see what they have new, and just take in the space that was Ghostbusters.
That was
They have
Ghostbusters.
the Great Hall, I forget what the name of it. It's like Rose Hall or something. On the inside is, where the librarian is. or
study
where
area.
Yeah, you can only go in if you're legit trying to do work or studying. They don't allow tourists in, so you kind of got to prove, like, I'm here with my laptop and I have work to do.
Got my textbook, I got
but-
my research,
and
I'm
then you
doing my
can go in.
dissertation. Yeah.
And so we probably won't go in because we're not doing that.
No,
So-
but we have to go to the library. My mother is a librarian, and it's just in the blood. We got to go,
Yeah.
and we got to get our pictures. All right, so the movie opens with the New York Library exterior shot, and then we go inside. We follow Alice, the librarian, around.
Cute little old lady who's just trying to keep that Dewey Decimal System in order.
Oh my God, that card catalog. When
Oh my God.
when all of the little tickets start flying,
Yeah.
I just imagined all the librarians around the world's
Well, that's the-
heads were spinning.
Yeah, that's the true horror of the movie, especially if you're a librarian, is who's going to put that card catalog back in order?
And it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
So yeah, you're right. Alice, the librarian's walking around doing her work, and all of a sudden, the card catalogs start opening. The cards start flying out.
And books are changing from shelves, and there's
Floating.
just things that are kind of happening behind her, maybe raising the hairs on the back of her neck kind of situation.
And you get kind of a jump scare right at the end. She's running because she's scared.
Yes.
And then she turns around, and all you see is like a bright light really quick, and she's startled and screams.
Yes.
But you're like, oh, who are you going to call?
And that's exactly what comes on. We get our title card, Ghostbusters, and the Ghostbusters song starts
Yeah,
playing.
one of the best theme songs to a movie ever.
Like ever. And it's such like a little Halloween party hit.
Yeah.
You could just like
Reminds
it
me of
over
elementary
and
school
over.
Halloween parties. That's for
Bustin' makes me feel good. I'm just gonna start peppering that in through the entire podcast. This episode, every so often, is Bustin' makes me feel good.
Truer words have never been said.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
Oh, don't. No.
No?
No.
Why? You're getting a tattoo soon.
Yeah,
I'll just
so-
like slide into that appointment and just have
But like, busted makes me feel good. please.
Bustin' makes me feel good. Yeah, she would probably be like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Okay, so after the title card goes away, we open into like a lab, but not like a science lab, more like a technology lab. There is Dr. Venkman.
And it is on a college campus, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've got a door that displays a sign of paranormal studies, and we have two students. They have some electrodes hooked up to them, and I promise you'll find out real soon what that's all about.
Yeah, they're being, they're kind of like guinea pigs.
Yeah, they're volunteering
for
in
their
a study.
ESP about,
Yes.
like adverse effects on ESP. Or
So
something.
if he can shock them, does that mean that their intuition or their ability to like see behind a card
Will it go away?
will be enhanced?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? But I've got reason to believe that the only real reason why Dr. Venkman, who's played by Bill Murray, is entertaining this at all is because one of those students is mighty good looking.
Yeah, and she is a really pretty blonde that I swear is in a lot of things in the 80s.
Yeah.
Or maybe I've just seen this
Maybe she's
movie
on a lot
so
of
many
TV.
times. Yeah. Or I've seen this movie so many times that her face just seems so familiar.
Yeah.
But I feel like she was in a lot of other things in the 80s. Of course, we didn't do our research and IMDb it beforehand. But
Well,
sometimes these things just hit
that's
us
what-
as we're going.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing is like I do research. Guys, I've got a book right here. Oh, and I can show you guys. This is my journal, my book with all of my notes that I take. I've got multiple pages of notes. But guess what I, again, did not expect Josh to be hanging on to? The blonde in, like, the opening scene. Oh, well. So he's kind of playing around with both of them because it's obvious she's getting all of the cards wrong.
Yeah, he's telling her she's getting them right. He's really trying to like butter her up.
But in the reverse, the guy is getting them all right, and he is telling them, oh no, he's getting them wrong.
Yeah, and he starts getting pissed because he's getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
I feel like since he is legit psychic, probably knows he's being messed with.
Oh yeah, because it's obvious the one that's got the little, intuition, that power, is the dude. And he could probably just pick up on like a sleazy move, like, come on, dude, I know what you're doing here, trying to pick up this girl. And it's Dr. Venkman, so he is a doctor. He's much older than this student who's participating, and it's bad ethics. We can't have that.
Yeah, it's not illegal, but bad ethics.
Okay, so as he is performing this study, in comes Dan Aykroyd's character, Dr. Raymond Stantz. Excusez-moi.
Ugh.
Dr. Raymond Sitz? His name is Stantz. No, I'm making a joke, but it's okay.
Like what?
You were caught off. But Ray comes
Ray.
in and just interrupts the whole thing and is like, there's been an occurrence at the New York Library and we gotta go now. And Peter's kind of like, but I got this whole thing going
He's like,
on.
yeah.
Do you see this thing going on
I'm
right
working
here?
here.
I got a situation. And you're just walking in creating another situation. But alas, the ghosts win. Bill Murray, or Peter Venkman is like, oh yeah, we got to go. And we got to call Egon to meet us over there. And so we get
So
all
now
three of our Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we finally meet our Ghostbusters. Venkman, Egon, and Ray.
Yes.
And how cute is like a young Dan Aykroyd?
I think, okay, yes, I totally agree with you, but who I'm crushing on through
Bill
the
Murray?
whole Murray is Harold Ramis.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Sure.
he's like so dorky
Yeah.
and
That big
dry.
hair.
Oh yeah, I could grab
Big version.
that hair.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
we're not going there this time. This movie
you always
is
take it
PG,
there.
and we're keeping it. I'm talking to myself right
Well,
now
keep it to yourself.
because I realize, like, it's me. I'm the problem. It is
Hi,
me.
it's me.
I got it. Okay. So they are all there, and they start doing their own little research, walking around with their paranormal, like, tech meters, and they're interviewing the librarian. Bill Murray even Peter asks her when she last had her menstrual cycle. And I'm
It's
sorry.
Like 20, 30 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Like, watch your mouth. How dare you talk to her like that? Never ask a lady that question unless you're and I don't even mean like, because he is a doctor. I just mean like a medical doctor. There's a reason why that question is asked, and there was no reason for that question to be asked.
But then we
He is
cut
funny.
to, they decide to go investigate themselves.
Yeah, they go down to the
They
basement.
go down to the stacks, and they see the apparition.
They do, and they don't quite know what to
And
do
it's-
about it.
Yeah,
Like,
because it looks like just a kindly old lady ghost looking at a book.
and it makes me think that this might be one of the first times simultaneously that all of them are having that same paranormal experience, Like, they equally don't really know what to do about this floating apparition.
Right. You can tell that they've never investigated a real case before.
Yeah.
Or that this is the first time they've ever had contact, like you said.
They're just, like, learning as they go, and so they've decided, well, like, somebody needs to go over there and, like, spark up a conversation with
We're on the
them.
bumpiest road right
we
now.
are. We're even, like this. The road has been raised. Wow. Yeah. And also,
We are going
you
through
guys, y'all
construction.
can't see, but there's a big construction area, so it makes sense that we're kind of on uneven roadways. But what was I getting to about all of that, Josh?
Okay,
Help
this is
me.
the first time they've all been together.
Yes, they've all been together, so they've got to decide, like, how they're going to coax this apparition into, entertaining them what is she gonna do?
They volunteer Ray.
Yes, yeah, because he seems to be the sweetest one, and he would probably not scare her off. And
he tries to be gentle with her at first. He's like, "Ma'am, I speak for the." Is this what he says? Like, I speak for the city of New York. Or that's later. No, that's when he's talking to Zool.
Yeah.
But he comes at her very gently, trying to talk to her, but that doesn't work. So he goes back and he tells the guys, like, "Well, I've got a plan.
Like, we are just going to go after her."
Yeah.
Like, they just literally run after her. Like, I don't even get
Ray
it.
goes,
Like,
"Get her!"
yeah, like, get what? Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna lasso together, guys? Like, she's a spirit form.
Well, it triggers her.
It
and she
does.
turns into like a scary ghost.
And they get like scared silly, I would say, because they kind of go running out, and they're just like so overly excited, like, oh my god! Not only have we just had like our shared paranormal experience, but it was scary.
They came after us,
and now we got to like figure out how to confine it. We need to find out how we're going to sequester away a spirit once we've gotten it like lassoed into our. What we will find out will be their accelerators. We're getting
and even the
accelerated.
librarian chases after him. Was like, "Well, what was it? Tell me, guys."
And
they're too scared. They keep running.
They go back to the university where their lab is, only to find that it's being packed up. And the president and the dean is there explaining how all their funding has gone away, and in fact, it's kind of like a pseudoscience, so hit the road. You don't have an office here anymore, you don't have jobs. They all lost their jobs.
Venkman takes it pretty easily. Ray's the one that's very concerned. He's like, "You've never had to work in the private sector. They expect real results." And, they've just been working in academia, been able to just sit around, theorize.
Yes.
Have it kind of plush.
Yeah, very cushy, where they are seen and respected as, the kind of the highest levels of academia.
Respected for their mind.
Yes. And now they're going to have to go and pound the pavement, so to speak. They're going to have to make their money. Hustle.
I mean, they come up with an idea pretty quick.
Yes, it is for Ray to sell. What I can only assume is the only collateral that he has, or not sell, but he takes out a third mortgage on his house. Makes me wonder why he had to take out a second, but a third mortgage so that they can buy their own brick and mortar kind of like headquarters, and they find the hook and ladder number 8 that we are going to go and visit, and they love it.
Well, Igor doesn't. He really hates it.
Yeah.
Doesn't think it's structurally sound or that the wire work is any good. But Ray and Bill Murray are excited about it, and Ray especially loves the fireman pole.
Well, I'd have to be like me too. If you were like, hey, we're gonna have a headquarters for Scream Queens, and it comes with a fire pole. And then you were like, but
just
it also,
give me a stripper pole,
I just give me that. That's fine. Like,
but I love how giddy Ray is. He's like a little kid that's like, we should stay here tonight. Like, he's just so excited about it.
And after this scene, we get to meet Dana, played by Sigourney Weaver.
Looking fierce and hot and fierce.
Fierce, hot, fierce. So at this point, like, she's already done Aliens. No, Alien.
No, Aliens hasn't come out yet, but she had been an Alien. Other stuff where she's like cute. I don't think she's done Working Girl or Gorillas in the Mist, but she was known at that point.
Okay, and so she's looking at Sigourney Weaver. I love that curly, very just like fro-ish look to her hair. It's shaped so well.
I wish a brushed out perm would come back into style. I miss just that big, luxurious, sometimes a little dry hair.
Yeah, like when it gets caught in the wind, and you're like, it's its own flag just waving. Like,
I love the 80s look of this, and I say that, like, this is a certain specific 80s, you know, it's not like the late 80s neon.
Yeah, no. Mid 80s where there's oversized, like, jackets.
Yeah,
and
everything's, like, brown.
Yes, yeah. There's, like, a tweed kind of, like, take to everything. And the big oversized glasses.
Big shoulder pads.
Yes, yeah. And who doesn't love a kitten heel? I feel like that is showcased a lot with Janine in this movie.
And Janine has an iconic look, also that short little cut with the big glasses and the chain, and her like pencil skirt.
Oh my god, she's kind of like my favorite part of the movie.
She's funny. She has that little Annie Potts voice.
Yes, and it's like kind of southern.
Yeah.
But I love her. I think she's a hilarious actress. But yeah, Janine's got all the like little hot take lines in this. Bill Murray is hilarious in this movie, and he really showcases a lot of like just his witticisms and his little one-liners. But Annie Potts, she's up there too. She's up there, she's down there, she's all around. So we meet Dana. She's getting out of a taxi to go to her West Central Park apartment. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I want like a high corner apartment with
I want to know what
windows.
what is her main job? Because we know she's in the orchestra.
So it's like, is that all she's doing, or is that just her hobby?
Yeah, and then what else does she do, or did she come for money? Because this apartment and location-wise, it's a dream. In her apartment itself is very nice and spacious. Not certainly what a lot of people are living in nowadays. But she goes in and we meet Lewis. We meet Rick Moranis.
We haven't even mentioned Rick Moranis is in this movie.
And he's an adorable man. I think he is so a really awesome, great character actor.
Yeah, like a real dork's dork.
Yes, and like, oh geez, he's always just. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
He
Super
could do no
Canadian,
wrong.
but
Yes.
it like works for this movie.
And he plays her apartment neighbor. They're on the same floor. You could tell right off the bat, like he's got a hard crush on her. He's waiting at his door every time he even suspects that she's going down the hall. Because it might not always be her, but he is ready to walk out the door and be like, oh, just fancy me meeting you in the hallway for the millionth time.
He hears every step.
And he's always trying to get her to, like, either come back to his apartment or, go to this next party that he's going to have.
And
he's sweet.
Yeah, there's a long-running joke throughout the movie. Every time he does come out to kind of accost her and get her attention, that he always locks himself out.
Yes.
The door shuts behind them, like, every time they have one of these, like, hall conversations. And I love it. I love stuff like that.
And also, I'm like, to fix your lock. So that doesn't happen anymore. Like lock the door when you're in and just physically lock it and take it off of whatever setting the doorknob is on, because you are always getting your ass locked out every time.
And it's a shame. A real shame.
I'm sure
you're a grown ass man.
The bellman downstairs is so used to like him having to come to, I've locked myself out again. Okay. Well, Lewis is just, wanting to know what Dana's doing, and she's got any dates.
He's telling her about his vitamins.
Yeah, can he get her a mineral water? He's always got mineral water on hand. He's an accountant, and he's, always pushing that on her because she does her own taxes, and
he really shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, he thinks that's not a no-go right there. But she gets into her apartment, and she's unpacking her groceries, and this is where we get a spooky scene. The eggs start to cook on the countertop and pop and sizzle. She turns around.
Something's not right.
Something's not right. It's out of place, but I don't know what.
She got them hot countertops.
Dragging that dead horse across the room. Something's not right. Okay, so she sees the eggs are popping right in front of her face. Like, eggs are just popping. And then she hears Zool coming from the refrigerator.
So naturally, you're going to go open your refrigerator. You're like, who is screaming in my refrigerator?
Oh my God, I've done it again and left someone in the refrigerator.
Who did I leave in there?
I
this
do
time?
this shit all the time.
God, it's so embarrassing.
It is annoying, and I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Yeah, so that's freaky, and she opens it up, and it just kind of like, there's like wind, air that blows on
It's
it. We
like,
don't see.
well, you see like a view to another dimension.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird imagery, and then all of a sudden there's like a big dog, dragon, monster
it's
head.
It's like a demon dog that like roars
that's
at
right,
her.
Demon dog.
My demon dog. This is my demon dog. Get up at your demon dog.
Get up at your demon dog.
Get up at your demon dog. Stupid. Oh my God. Okay. So her refrigerator is on the fritz.
Yeah.
And
Call the
she
repairman.
had seen, or like a commercial was playing in the background. But anyways, she's aware of the Ghostbusters. There's a commercial floating around. So she needs to go see him. You know, like she's got to get to the Ghostbusters headquarters fast.
Yeah, she doesn't remember the number, so she just goes there.
Yeah, she just shows up, as you do when. Well, I guess she also left her apartment. She said she hadn't gone back for a couple days.
She wanted to get out of there.
But she shows up at headquarters, and Peter Venkman is like, boing, like, auga. His eyeballs catch onto her. He's hot to go.
Horny.
Yeah, he is hot to go. And she just lets those that are there. Now, I don't even think all the Ghostbusters are there, but she's telling Annie Potts, I remember, is in that scene, what's happening, and Peter Venkman's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to go over and check it out. I'm gonna have to go to your place.
Go alone with you.
And these other people can go and do research that doesn't involve being in your apartment alone with you.
Yeah, and she tells them about how it said the name Zool, and kind of describe the situation. So they have a way to get to their research. They know what to be looking at. Look up Zool, Justine.
You know me. I love to do a little Google search, a little Zool Google search. Okay. Next is they're there at her apartment, and he's over the top. It's too much. You could tell he's into her. He's really trying to like be the funny guy and get her to laugh, and she's just scared and annoyed. And
he's like a lovable sleazeball in this movie. She says that he is like a talk show or a game show host.
Yes, because she's like, you're all like she's immediately questioning even like his ability and like his knowledge. Like, and you're all doctors? Because the other ones that are left to do the research while you're here being the game show host,
trying to get me in bed, telling
and
me you love me.
He even like does that. Like he goes. She's like, "That's the bedroom. Nothing happened in there," and he still opens it up and goes, "Well, that's sad."
Yeah, that's a crime.
Yeah, like nothing happened in there. Of any just like any little moment that he can, a little snippet.
The funny thing too is that those eggs are still on the counter, all cooked. I'm like, ooh, that must be pretty stanky. That's stanky.
And he looks in the refrigerator, but there's nothing except for some processed meats that he shames her for.
Yeah, he doesn't like her bologna.
And
I don't like your bologna either.
You're just full of bologna. I don't like it. He, I guess, kind of just like has one more little moment where he's trying to convince her, like immediately he's like, I'm in love with you, and like I'll do whatever to prove to you that.
She's like, we just met.
We just met.
What are you talking about?
Do you always act like this? This crazy? He's just like, I'm head over heels for you. And
she's like, get out.
Kicks him out of her apartment. And then we get kind of like the first full-on Ghostbusters. They get a call, a real job.
From a hotel.
Yes, the Sedgwick Hotel.
Sedgwick.
And so this is their chance that they are called to get a big ghost, this apparition that they're hearing about, and this is the scene where we get to meet Slimer.
Yes, the iconic Slimer, who later on in the TV cartoon would be like a
Their
sidekick,
yeah.
kind of like you always had I guess the cartoon, he's not quite the Marshmallow Man, he's something else. It's like that ghost figure. But Slimer was also a big icon of that show.
Yes, yeah. He was, in a lot of ways, kind of like a Scooby to their gang, because he would do like little funny tricks for them. And we should just go down memory lane and watch the real Ghostbusters episodes soon.
I still have my real Ghostbusters lunchbox from like kindergarten, first grade. I got it in kindergarten, but I had to wait to first grade to use it, because back in my day, kindergarten was a half day. You didn't eat lunch at the scoot.
Oh my God! You were robbed of a full day kindergarten experience. Stop the presses, everyone.
It was afternoon kindergarten.
He didn't even take a nap.
I didn't get kindergarten in the morning.
You were robbed of AM kindergarten?
I was.
Oh my God.
A lot of people in my generation were.
A lot.
What were you robbed of, afternoon or morning? Because you would have just done a half day as well.
I was morning.
Oh my God. That's why we're the yin and yang.
Yeah, I was morning, and I would go to, I think that was when I had to go to Amy's attic, this little after school thing. I don't know, I'd have to check with my mom on the timeline on that, but I think that's when it happened. What the hell are we talking about?
It's our kindergarten experience all of a sudden. This is real interesting, guys.
So, they get to the Sedgwick Hotel. They have to go all the way up to the 12th floor, which is apparently the floor where a lot of people hear all the activity, which is funny because it's probably actually the 13th floor that they've renamed. If you think about it, you know,
a lot of hotels. Well, we've stayed at hotels though that legit have the 13th floor.
Yeah, I think nowadays people are a little less afraid of, they're not as superstitious of it, but we've also stayed at hotels where there wasn't a 13th floor.
But then, like, if you're on the 14th, you're really on the 13th. It's like, so.
Yeah.
Just call
Or it could be that you're on the 12th and you're actually on the 13th.
Then what floor would be the 12th?
I'm just saying, like, sometimes the way that the hotels are designed, and like,
But they would still just, nobody's going to build like a floor no one's ever going to.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's like, maybe that's like the conference hall, like, like there's, when we used to stay at the Hyatt, and they would have like floors, that were just for when you needed to have events and stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe.
Pardon me. Pardon me for clarifying. Excuse me. Okay. So they catch Slimer. They get. It's the first time that they use their particle accelerators, and they
don't cross those streams.
Cannot. No. And I swear to God, that's a P reference for men.
Well, it is. So, but then I don't know what came first. Was it the movie? Were people referencing this movie, or are they actually making a joke out of that? So if there's anyone older than me, were people saying cross streams about peeing before Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Or did that become a joke after Ghostbusters?
Because certainly me watching it, and I wasn't around yet when the movie came out. Again, guys, Josh is much older than I am.
Like a year and some months.
Why are you interrupting me when I'm trying to talk to these lovely people? What was I even saying now? I just don't know.
We keep going on tangents.
Yeah, well, okay, so...
This beautiful mountain air.
It really is getting to me. They catch their little phantasm and their electro accelerators that they're not crossing streams.
Ray gets touched by... Or no, is it Venkman or Ray?
Venkman is the one that gets the Slimer full on.
Yeah, he gets slimed by Slimer.
Doused in it. But they catch it in their little ectoplasm box thing. And that's it. After this, they get very well known.
Yeah, they're like famous. They're on like all the...
Yeah, they're on Time Magazine.
All the magazine and newspaper covers.
They get interviewed by Larry King. And and for that time, he would have been like one of the number one like voices, or yeah, he was in radio, but then he also was on TV. But he would be like number
He was
one.
huge, yeah.
Casey Kasem is even referencing them, and for those who are listening who have no idea who that is, that
He
was
used
my
to do-
whole weekend.
Yeah,
sometimes
he used to do the top 40 every
Yeah.
Sunday.
It was
Casey
just-
Kasem.
awesome to hear that 40s countdown.
Also the voice of Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Or Shaggy, I
Yes.
guess.
But that we get this little montage of them just becoming kind of like very well known in New York City for Ghostbusting, for busting. It makes them feel good.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
And they are really overworked and they need a fourth Ghostbuster, and so we get to finally get our fourth. There's 4 Ghostbusters and we get our fourth.
What was once
Winston
3 has now become 4.
has now become 4 because they needed somebody was always odd man out.
And they basically take, I mean, he's a great addition. I love Winston. But I assume the only one that's come in about the job,
Yeah, the
because
first applicant.
they hire him just right off the bat. They're like, oh, okay, you're here for the job. Annie Potts talks to him for a minute, but when she introduces him to the other guys, they're like, okay, welcome aboard.
Yeah, the interview process is pretty simple
Like
too.
2 minutes long.
She's just like, do you believe in this? And then rattles off like every known conspiracy theory, including like Atlantis and
Loch Ness
Loch Ness
Monster,
yeah.
UFOs. And he's basically like, well, if it gets me the job, sure.
Yeah,
So,
I'll
you
believe
know.
in anything. If it's paying me, sure. And we also get a visit from the EPA because as those now 4 Ghostbusters stars are shining bright, they are being showcased everywhere. Now the government wants in on it, and they want to know. The goddamn government wants to know.
Yeah, they become privy to the fact that they are storing these entities on property, so the Environmental Protection Agency wants to make sure there's no way things are going to get contaminated,
Yes.
or, they're worried. But of course they send along like the most ridiculous douchebag.
Like over the top. And I do think that for them, they don't necessarily believe at all that they're catching ghosts, but they think that this might be a way that they can delegitimize them and
I forget the actor's name that plays the EPA guy, but he's really funny playing like just this over the top,
yes.
uptight 80s Karen.
I wonder if he was like a theater actor.
Yeah, he seems like I wouldn't be surprised if he was really British also. Like he just has that kind of cadence about him, like
It's just stiff upper
but those
lip.
ERs are just going to turn to E's or I's or whatever vowel they want to use at the
Some
end.
bullshit way that they want to pronounce stuff. I don't like it, and I got to turn the subtitles on. And so Venkman though is like, we don't want the government here. No, you don't need to have access to this containment storage facility for all of the spirits that we've been collecting. It doesn't have anything to do with y'all. Got nothing to do with something. Not here. No. And he's like, oh, I'm going to come back with a warrant. You just watch out. And Venkman's like, I don't give a shit. I'm a honey badger and I don't give a shit. So you go get your little piece of paper. And I guess he probably is assuming that he's not. Like,
Yeah, they stand their ground. They're like, no, we're not going to do what you say just because you say to do it.
yeah, you got to bring bigger guns. Bring us the piece of paper.
Get
and
off our property, sir.
get out. And that evening at Dana's apartment. Oh, wait, no. Sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. Venkman meets Dana outside her where she works. Like she's in an orchestra. Where was it? And that's a filming
Lincoln
location
Center.
too. Yeah, Lincoln
They're
Center.
at Lincoln Center. She's coming out with like a man, right?
Yes, a man.
And he's apparently one of the greatest musicians.
And
she says.
There, I love him. Like greatest musician, so he's probably a super great guy.
He apparently has bad sinuses or allergies.
Yeah, he's using that like
Little
Afrin
puffer,
spray, like it's literally giving him life. Venkman meets her there because, well, he wants to see her. He's done some research. They found out some stuff about Zool, and he would like to fill her in. but could they do it like on a Thursday over dinner?
She's like, why can't you tell me now?
Yeah. And he's like, no, but like I could tell you now, but then I could also tell you at Thursday over dinner. And we could like make something of this. She obviously like, she knows her worth. Like the character is, even though she's not going to be fooled.
No,
she's
like,
not gonna,
I've got a big brushed out perm.
and underneath there is a brain.
And I got the confidence to go with it.
Mm-hmm. I've got the confidence of a big perm.
A big brushed out perm.
A big brushed out perm. So don't come for me if I didn't sin for you. And so Dana is now, like, so that scene happens, and then we get the scene where she's upstairs getting ready for the date. She's like calling her mom, checking in.
Give my love to Dad.
Give my love to Dad.
That's like as much of the conversations we really hear.
Yeah, it's not very much. She's just letting her know, like, I'm going on a date and I got to get ready. And
he's a Ghostbuster. Give my love to Dad.
Yep.
Goodbye.
And also, Lewis's party is happening, and Lewis is like a little sad because he asked Dana, "Are you gonna be there?" And she was like, "Shit, I totally forgot. I have a date." And you can see he's like, "You have a date?"
You know what? It looks kind of like a fun party.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there.
And he spent a decent amount on like good fish
the
and
food
stuff.
sounds good. I would eat some of that.
So she's
stuff
like, "Okay,
right
well,
up.
like maybe we could come." Or no, he offers it. That's the thing.
Bring your
date. This is when you
and
know
he
that
says
this
it so
guy.
pathetically
Yes.
too. Like, well, you can bring him.
His character reminds me. I wonder if at all the movie Wicked, if Bick
Bach.
and like if
Bach.
Bick and Bach, but if he at all like it just seems a little like the same.
Yeah.
That like, oh well, sure, like I'll just tag on. I don't want to just dance with you so much. Just save one dance for me. That little love sap. So we've got them all partying next door, and she's changing clothes, getting ready. Except, not now. Her couch is attacking her and becoming a demon dog, and she's
It's so scary.
getting absorbed into the couch demon dog.
Do you think it's the same hands in Beetlejuice that come out the plates? They give me the
give
same
you that?
vibe. But yeah,
Oh.
like it's hands popping out.
It's
like
6
between
foot,
her
7
crotch,
foot.
they're grabbing her, the chair's spinning,
Yeah.
zoom, zoom, zoom. It's scary.
Punch.
And then it like goes back into her bedroom. It like pulls her
Yeah. Oh, you got pulled.
in. She got pulled.
You're getting pulled. Daylight come and me want to
go home.
And so she was attacked in her home
Yes.
and left for dead.
On the next 2020.
And next door, Lewis, he's just collecting jackets from some newly arrived guests who, he does point out, none of these people are actually his friends. They're all clients, and he gets to ride off this entire party as a tax break. I mean, he's a tax guy. He knows what to do.
He even says, like, that's why I invite clients, not friends.
Yeah.
Because
I can spend this money on things, and I don't have to spend my own, and we can have a really good fun night. That like 2 seconds that he tries to dance with what I presume was
there's
his
like
date.
this really hot girl that's like, I'm gonna go, and he's like, well, what if we start dancing? Maybe everybody else will join in. They don't.
They do this for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and then no one joins in.
Nope. But he's collecting coats, and we get a shot of him opening up his bedroom door and throwing coats in, and he throws the coats on top of a demon dog.
Demon dog, yeah.
And so these demon dogs are what was up above on their apartment complex. These like gargoyle.
Do you think there's more
things.
than one, or do you think it's the same? I assumed
There's
it was.
two.
There's two. Okay.
Yeah, they're posted up on each
Oh,
side.
that's right.
Why are you acting like you've never seen this movie
I've
before?
seen this movie. Never.
Apparently,
No,
it's Wes.
I've seen it so many times.
He's seen it so many times that he forgot that. It's crazy. He just be forgetting stuff. And Venkman arrives, or Venkman's on his way, and Lewis gets chased out of his apartment by this demon dog thing. And it's like, the people in the apartment could see the demon dog, but then once it like, he runs out and he's running around Central Park and he runs over to Tavern on the Green. all those people are eating, and there's these like glass windows.
He's like, help,
please.
and no one will help. It's New York City. They have their own shit to worry about.
Yeah, they're not getting in that. I'm not getting that business.
My
not
favorite's
at all.
when he gives up. He just like lays against the glass and slides down, and kind of whimpers. Yeah.
And Venkman arrives, and there's like police at the apartment, and there's like even like crime tape, and he's like, "What's going on?" And they just give him this like, "Oh well," this like aside of like a party went awry thing, and he walks over to Dana's apartment, and the door opens like really fluidly.
And there's Dana with her hair brushed out even more.
And there's a lot of wind in the apartment.
And she's giving lots of shoulder.
She's serving so much shoulder, like it's a full blade.
She's like, look at my sexy shoulder.
I got a shoulder out, and you got a hard on.
She's like, does this shoulder remind you of anything? Is it titillating you?
What's the shoulder supposed to remind
I don't know.
him of?
Ask her. She's trying to seduce him with her shoulder.
You're trying to seduce him right now with your shoulder, it seems. Quit! Stop it! No one wants that right now. Okay,
So he goes in.
he's like, girl, you're possessed.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Zool's got you by now.
She keeps asking, are you the keymaster? And he says no, so she shuts the door on his face. And then he knocks again. She opens and asks again, are you the keymaster? And he says, yes.
Yes, I am the keymaster.
So he gets invited in.
And she's like, cool, I'm Zool. I'm waiting on Gozer.
I feel like those are such iconic lines. Like, are you the keymaster?
Are you
Like,
the
keymaster, gatekeeper. Like,
yeah, that's all.
I feel like that's such in the lexicon. Like, everybody, even if you haven't seen the movie, has probably heard that.
To the point that,
Yeah.
like, for me, that word was even a word to gatekeeper because of, because of this movie.
Keymaster.
Are you the keymaster? And
Because I am the gatekeeper.
Lewis has been running around town, all around Central Park, just screaming at those Clydesdales that will take you on the trip of a lifetime down the little streets of that beautiful park. He's screaming at everybody about how he is going to bring back a millennia, and he's just got to find Zool. Nobody understands what he's talking about.
They're like just another crazy guy on the streets of New York.
Exactly. Another crazy man. He's even like lifting up the little eye patch covers for the horses. He's like lifting them up and like talking to them like, they're on to us. Egon is back at the Ghostbusters headquarters with Annie, who is always trying to throw herself. Like Annie Potts' character, Janine, she's always leaning into acting like a little bit of a damsel in front of Egon.
Yeah, she's got a crush on Egon. They're a cute couple.
I'm so worried about you. Oh God, I just
I'm
don't
afraid you're
go.
gonna die.
I just get a sense about these
And then she
things.
really does just lean into him.
And they're there, and the police arrive with Lewis. And like, we didn't know where else to take him, because if we take him downtown, we're gonna have to book him, and he's harmless, but he's also rattling off things about spirit. Like, so we just thought we should bring him here, and thankfully they did, because now Egon has the gatekeeper, he is the keymaster.
Yes, the keymaster.
She's the gatekeeper.
She's still looking for her keymaster.
Yes. And it is at the same time that the EPA man, Mr. Peck, just happens to have his warrant. He's got his reason to be able to go over to the containment unit and shut it down. So he shows up, and they like fight their way in basically, and there's just kind of this showdown at the hook and ladder about, no, you can't, yes you can, no you can't, oh you better not, but if you do, the worst's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And the EPA guy is like, I don't care, like I don't believe any like of the bullshit that you guys are saying.
And he'll never call him doctor either. He's always mistitling him, calling him Mr.
Yes.
And always kind of doesn't see him as an actual scientist. Thinks he's full of shit. So he's disrespectful.
Yeah, he's disrespectful to each of them, but also he doesn't believe in entities or anything like that. So he doesn't think when they shut down the containment facility that it's going to do anything.
So he shuts it down.
And I will say that later on in another scene, Peter uses this very thought that Mr. Peck used against him. He flips the script on him, and I like it. But so he shuts it down, and then what do you think happens?
Oh, things go wrong.
Yeah, a big explosion happens.
Yeah, there's like
a release
this
of
aura
all the ghosts
going. Yeah, the ghost being released. And I really love this scene. Like, I love the music, the visuals are really cool. Just something about how it all is edited goes together. It's a really fun, spooky sequence.
Yes. People getting chased out of the subway because one of the entities is down there.
The dead cabbie driver.
I love that. I love that scene. Because that guy is so unaware. He just, like, hops into the taxi and rattles off an address. And we see that it's this, like, decaying, decrepit skeleton. Like, okay, cool. But maybe that was his job when he was alive. He was a cabbie.
Yeah,
So there he is again.
He went back to work.
And Lewis is again wandering the streets because in this explosion, he just kind of wanders away from everybody. And Egon really wants him back. He's trying to do studies on him, thinks there's a lot to learn from having Lewis close by. But Lewis has gone in search of Dana, and he sees this big beam that is projected out from her apartment because she's like blown out the side of her entire window
just
display.
a little renovation.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's a little unsafe, I would say.
And that's a really cool shot when she's laying amongst all like the rubble and the cityscape right behind her.
And oh, excuse me, got that.
Stop that.
Excuse me. We're climbing an incline, and my ears keep kind of packing up. So then I have to yawn to release the pressure. My apologies. At the Ghostbusters, though,
Bustin' makes me feel good.
busting these eardrums doesn't make me feel good, so we're not going to do that. The Ghostbusters, because of the like explosion and stuff, it gets blamed on them. They get detained downtown at the jail, and then they're going to have to see the mayor. And it's at this time when they're all together at the jail.
Bureaucracy, am I right?
It's so annoying. But they kind of come up with like their plan and why they have to do things, and Egon gets to share with the audience and with Peter Venkman kind of like the story behind Gozer and Zool and this like...
Yeah, they're from like 6,000 BC.
Yeah.
The Himites and the Hittites and
the Hittites and the Mesopotamians and the Sumerians.
Like, it goes far, far back.
It's way old. And so they got to take it seriously because it could bring on kind of like cataclysmic, biblical, apocalyptic destruction.
As he says, dogs and cats will get along.
Yeah. And it's like they're talking to the mayor, and the mayor is basically like the mayor has the power to either release them from jail and allow them to try to battle what they know to be Zool, Gozer, or the mayor can choose to side on the side of the EPA and keep them. And this is where Venkman uses that same like, well, I don't believe it, so like I'll do it because I don't think anything's going to happen. He convinces the mayor like, okay, look, you can do this, and either like we win and we vaporize the entity and you look like the good guy that had it all happen,
and you get all the votes.
Yeah, and you get all the votes, or you can not do this and nothing happens and you still look like the good guy for all the voters. So you win either way. Just let us do this. And so he's like, oh, voters?
Of course, the EPA guy's pissed.
Oh, so pissed. But there ain't nothing to do about it.
And we're just like, yeah, in your face, EPA.
So
I like how the Environmental Protection Agency is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like,
not now.
yeah, not now,
but
nowadays. We need the
Well,
more than
probably
ever.
like not ever, but like they needed something
Yeah, they
that
needed
had
a villain
a big
that
weight.
wasn't, the main villain, which
yeah.
is our spirits we're fighting. They needed some kind of
A middleman bad guy ish. That like
we needed drama in this movie,
Yeah.
so he was providing the drama.
And so the Ghostbusters get released, and so they get to like go get their outfits, get in their ecto-mobile, and head over to the Central Park apartment. And when they arrive there, there's like tons of press and people. Like all of the people that love the Ghostbusters, which is half of New York City, it seems, is down there rooting them on.
Yeah, it's apparently already a huge news story.
I could see that
Yeah,
being.
it's like something
'cause-
blows up in New
yeah.
York City. Everyone's going to be like, what was that?
Yeah, and so they have to climb 22 different flights of stairs. Nothing like a walk-up apartment in New York City.
Well, she did have an elevator, but yeah.
Yeah.
They have to walk it. No
It's-
electricity.
No electricity. It's not going to operate. And they get all the way to the tippy top. And Louis and Dana have now transformed into the demon dogs.
Yes.
They're demon dogs.
And out comes our next villain.
Yes, the real Gozor.
She's like this sexy, like
David Bowie-esque
Yeah,
looking.
Bowie meets like Annie Lennox.
Yes, yes.
But glittery
and in kitten heels again.
and nude, but not nude.
No, like clothes on,
But nude.
but flesh toned,
It's like flesh tone bodysuit.
and then tulle wrapped around.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Oh,
like
it looks
it's
amazing.
I kind of like want it to be my Halloween costume.
Her makeup.
It's really good. The makeup reminds me the makeup and the hairstyle remind me the most of David Bowie.
Yeah.
Like
And not Labyrinth David Bowie.
no. That's not. I'm not referring to that.
No cod pieces here, just flesh suits.
Just flesh suits. So Gozer plays kind of like cat and mouse with them for a little bit, asking them like, "Are you a god?" And Ray's like, "No."
Cute little Ray.
And
It's
so
like-
they
they get-
nearly die.
They get blasted.
Nearly get blasted right off of the top of that apartment building. And
'Cause she has magic powers, and she blasts them.
yeah,
and
she's
you know what?
the leader of like a big, huge cult of.
In this
like,
moment, Bustin didn't make them feel good.
No, but we're gonna get to the point where Bustin makes them feel good real soon. So they start battling with their accelerator guns, and remember they're not crossing streams, not yet. And something like what is it that happens? Gozor disappears, flies off somewhere, and then says, "Choose your destructor."
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we get what she's saying. Clear your minds, because whatever we think of is going to come harm us.
Yes.
And so they all are tasked with clearing your mind, which I've tried to do before. It's really hard.
I'll say when someone tells me to clear my mind doubles down on whatever I was like thinking of, or it just like goes into flight mode.
And apparently it was really hard for Ray, because they hear something coming, and they're like, oh, come on. And she even tells them, like, okay, you've chosen. And they're like, no, we didn't. I didn't choose. Did you choose?
But
And
Ray's
Ray's
face,
like, sorry, I thought about the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. And here he comes.
and this is just like a very memorable moment
Yeah,
of
another
the movie.
icon.
Is this ginormous Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man going down the middle of
New
the
York
street in
City.
New York City, climbing
Causing
on
destruction.
a apartment complex, looking very King Kong-esque.
Yeah. It's very like King Kong, Godzilla, like old 50s, 40s monster movie.
Yeah, and it's the moment where they've got to make a rash decision that would probably usually not be the right choice. It's usually not the right choice.
Yeah.
But this has got to be the only way that they can knock this deity out of their universe and back into wherever it came from.
They're going to cross those streams.
They're crossing pea streams.
Pea streams. They all whip it out.
They each
and
get out
angle
there
towards each other.
weenie wankies, and they're just like plop, 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 plop. And that's kind of like where the movie loses a lot of the audience is where they pulled their own wieners out, and we're like, oh,
Either loses
it
or
went there.
gains an audience.
Well, it loses an audience and gains. It's just like it's a changing of the guard of
But
the audience.
not really. They just cross the
Their
streams of them.
accelerators streamed
Yeah.
up. And they kind of lasso around,
Stay puffed, yeah.
and then it explodes, and there's marshmallow just raining down on the people below on the street, and on top of that EPA guy, he gets doused.
Yeah. And they're like, Bustin' makes me feel good.
Bustin' made me feel good, for sure. And the demon dogs turn back into statues, and then they crumble, and we get Dana and Lewis back.
At first, Venkman, you can tell is sad that he
Yeah.
thinks they're dead.
Yeah.
And they're all like, it's okay, man.
It's just a
I'm
drawn-out
sorry about that.
moment.
Yeah. And then you see, like, Dana's hand pops out.
It just kind of cracks, and then she
They're
comes
like,
alive.
shit,
Oh, and
she's in there.
they're alive.
And one of them's like, go get the little guy. They help
Lewis.
I always just want to say Rick Moranis. Lewis out.
Lewis is hilarious during this whole time. Like, as he's like walking out of the complex down below on like the ground level, he's all like, does anyone want to interview me? I'm an eyewitness, and nobody does.
Well, and what does he say before that? They let him out, and they're like, oh, how does it feel to go to another dimension? He's like,
it felt great.
it felt great. Well, they kind of explain what happened to him.
Yeah,
and
and
they're
he's like,
"How
oh,
does that
okay,
feel?"
yeah.
Oh, it felt great.
It felt great. And he asks them, like, so who does your taxes?
Yeah.
And now we know that he's going to be a part of their lives forever now. He's going to be their tax man. And they have just this wonderful little connection. He was a Gozor demon dog.
No, do your taxes.
Now he does their taxes.
We've been through something. Let me do your taxes.
And they all walk out. We get credit sequence at the same time the movie's ending.
They're like
Everybody's
heroes of New York City.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters song is playing. Bustin' is making everyone feel good. It's a feel good moment, and then it's all done.
Then so we get the iconic song again.
Yeah, we get Bustin' makes me feel good. Sorry, I just wanted to finish
I
that.
just wanted to dance.
I just wanted to do it one more time. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the best movies of all time. But
Yeah.
we'll get back into that. We'll give you our knife ratings. We'll tell you our favorite scenes. We'll tell you all about our trip to New York City.
All about our trip.
So, stay on the line. We'll be right back. Listen to some
Bad Athlete. Yep.
And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Woo!
I may be shaking inside. I'm not the kind to run and hide. Come out, I'll take you all on my own. I've got you figured out. Tough luck, you're in my world now. I have no doubt, I have no fear. I'm gonna make you disappear. We are the scream queens running through the night. We are the scream queens gonna put up a fight. Make everything alright.
And we're back. Hi.
Hi everyone. This is like our first second half where we're in the car recording and you can see us.
Yeah, if you join our Patreon, you can watch the video version of this. If not, just enjoy the sound of our voice, whatever.
Just continue.
But we just had the best Ghostbusters weekend, or I guess it wasn't the weekend.
Well, it was a 2-day. Yeah, it was like our weekend.
Wednesday, Thursday in New York City, seeing all the sights. We went to, just briefly, we'll get into it, but we went to the New York Public Library.
Yes.
We went to Ghostbusters headquarters. We went to Dana's apartment.
Yes, yes.
Or what do they call that in the movie? It's
Spook
Central. Yeah, went to Spook Central. Went and saw Tavern on the Green. Some of these things we've done before, but it was fun just in the spirit of Ghostbusters going back to a couple of these places. Like our
Yes.
first stop in New York Public Library.
Yes. And that's a really just kind of like beautiful building to see. It is a classic piece of
New York
real estate.
architecture, yeah.
Yes. And
So beautiful, so intricate. The design on the inside is just gorgeous, immaculate, marble and stonework everywhere.
I made Josh get the picture with the lions. You were like, bitch, and I was like, bitch, we
Yeah.
are getting the picture with the lions.
And we might have told you guys this before, but if you're ever in New York, go to New York Public Library. It's free to enter. They have really cool exhibits. They have a free museum inside. There's always an exhibit that's rotating right now. It's something about the New Yorker. It was, we just walked through briefly, but it was, the history of the New Yorker, and it's just a really cool space. Like, you feel like you're just like in a really classic,
It has so much history.
yeah. Just classic piece of New York.
You're
City.
rubbing elbows with people from yesteryear. I love the cafe and gift shop area. I think it is a very like warm and inviting space to find like a little keepsake souvenir, but it's also just like pretty. They have all these like scarves that one day I'm gonna get me that are like the Metropolitan Library, and they have all the lions on them. One day I'll get one.
It really is one of the best gift shops. Like, it's pretty big, and there's something for everybody, and it's like nice stuff. It's not like cheapy souvenir things that you're gonna throw away in a few weeks. You know?
No, they're
it's
gonna
like
last forever.
items that you might hold on forever.
Yes, and we got there on a Tuesday and had gotten off our train, and we really needed to just kind of dive in. We didn't have a lot of time there, so every second counted, and we had a checklist of places that we wanted to eat at and grab coffee, and then locations that we wanted to make sure that we checked off our box. And we did get to have some new experiences, like going to the Hook and Ladder gave us the ability to just walk over to Chinatown. And
Yeah.
we both had not been to Chinatown before, and we experienced some yummy food and little shops there. But it's amazing how much you can get done in one day.
And we love a good walk, a good stroll. We hardly take public transport once we get there, even though we'll get to the point where we'll start taking the subway. It's just more feasible. But we love walking around the city. So it took us, a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from where we were to walk down to Ghostbusters Central.
Yes,
And-
from our hotel, it was at least that long, at least.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see in person. You know, they have the sign out there. Unfortunately, the museum was closed. We couldn't even find the entrance, too, for the...
Yeah, it was a little sealed off, and what's funny is it's all kind of quiet down there,
Yeah.
and to find a quiet part of New York City, I mean, it's definitely, you could do it, but it was like in the heart of like the downtown.
Yeah, you're getting close to like Wall Street and like that area of the city. It's
I was
definitely...
a little like, where's everybody at?
Yeah. But it was cool, yeah. And then we went to Chinatown, ate some yummy food.
We got these bao buns that, kind of had been viral on TikTok, but
Pineapple crusted.
oh my
They're
god.
so good.
It was like this sweet and savory, like barbecue, pork, pineapple situation. It filled our tummies and kept us nourished, because we did a shit ton of walking.
We did a lot of walking.
And we wanted to hit up a lot of spots, and it's no hop, skip, and jump to get from Dana's apartment to the headquarters.
Yeah, we kind of did all that the last day. We went and saw Dana's apartment because it's right by Central Park, and it's just like the movie, when Rick Moranis as what's the dog that he turns in? Or he doesn't turn into the dog.
Yeah,
but the dog,
but he becomes Gozer. But yeah, like those demon dogs, they go after him, and
they, it's just like in the movie. They break out of the apartment, go right across the street to Tavern on the Green, and it's geographically they didn't change anything. That's exactly how it is there. Because a lot of times in movies, the location's not really where it is, per se. So
it's not down the street or
Right.
across the block.
But it really was. Dana's
Yeah.
apartment is right across the street from Central Park and Tavern on the Green.
And her apartment complex, guys, looks
really nice.
Really
Yeah.
nice still to this day. Like,
Nice part
that's
of town. Upper
that's
West Side.
West Side, right there next to the entrance of Central Park. Like, beautiful.
And we didn't eat at Tavern on the Green. We did that last summer when we went, and that's a fun experience. If you're ever in New York and you're in Central Park, it's a great way to like unwind for a little bit, have a good cocktail, some yummy food, and just hang out in a beautiful space in Central Park.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
But
so right.
That's kind of what we did on the last days. Strolled around Central Park, hung out.
We had Joe's Pizza. We went to Bryant Park after so we could eat the pizza.
Yeah.
We did other things. Our hotel was right outside the Empire State Building, so our view was gorgeous. We, of course, had to have ourselves plenty of martinis. Even topped our last time we thought that we had
Paid
bought
for
the most expensive martini. No, we outdid ourselves. We got a $27 martini, guys, and it was just one and done because I don't got 3 times $27.
I don't got that kind of martini money. But it was at the famous Cipriani's.
Yes.
And we had actually walked down to this area of town to do something else, but they ended up being closed. But right across the street was Cipriani's, and we know it from Real Housewives of New York.
Yes.
They got in a
What's
fight
Cipriani's?
about Cipriani's. So
I mean, who wouldn't get in a fight over Cipriani's?
Yeah.
You go in there and it's like kind of classic Italian vibes with the, the maitre d'. Everybody is in very
like coats. And,
yes, yeah. Tablecloths are nice, and you're just waiting for something to break, and
Yeah.
you not be the
Yeah,
person
the
that broke
Housewives got in a fight because some of the girls ditched the group and went to Cipriani's instead of going to the restaurant the other girls were going to.
because the housewife is going to be petty.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But yeah, as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh my god, Cipriani's, Housewives, let's go there. But and then we went to Marie's Crisis and had
Yeah.
a blast. It's this cool little tavern, really dark, like the dark wood paneling.
And you go downstairs too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it has a downstairs upstairs vibe, but it's cash only. The only music that they play are Broadway show tunes.
And there's a live piano player taking requests,
It's
and
super
everybody
cute.
is just singing and having a great time, singing
Yes.
like show tune after show tune, just belting, having fun.
And we jam-packed our 2 days. Luckily, since we did we went by train, we got to have more bookended time on the days that we were still going to be traveling, but so we got to fit in a couple of other
Yeah.
stops. Like we went to Stonewall Inn. That was a new experience for me. And what are other things? We had lots of good coffee. We always love this place when we go to New York City called Culture Coffee.
Culture Coffee. And we
Hit
go to
it
the
up.
one on 38th. We stay on 38th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they have like 2 or 3 locations, and they have the best chocolate chip cookie.
The best.
It even won an award at like a chocolate chip cookie
Out of
off.
200.
Out of 200 cookies.
So that's
their
it.
Chocolate chip cookie won.
200 New York City chocolate chip signature cookies, and this one took the cake, and
Yep.
it really was.
It was delicious.
Delicious.
Like we were like, okay, I can see what this
Yeah.
one won.
We got it on our way out. I needed some kind of little sweet treat for my train ride back. So, but we would be remiss. This has nothing to do with Ghostbusters, but you guys, we were a part of history. We sat front row,
and center.
and we witnessed a woman put on the most incredible performance on Broadway and I think anybody will ever see. We got to see Sunset Boulevard.
With Nicole Scherzinger. I always have a hard time with her name, but it was incredible. The production itself is so neat. It's all like bare bones. Everyone's just wearing black. There's no props on stage, but they have cameras that are in their faces so you can watch them or look up at the screen, and it plays like a movie on the screen. And then there's a segment that's become really popular where Tom Francis goes outside and is walking around like Times Square singing with a camera following him.
Sunset Boulevard!
It was just so cool. I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like it. And we love Broadway shows. We go to all the Broadway tours that come to Oklahoma City. And anytime we're in New York, gotta go see a show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
We'd been hearing so much about this one that we're like, we gotta see it. And it did not disappoint. If you get a chance, I think it's playing through June or July. I think there's another month or 2 left. Go see it.
Definitely.
Incredible. I hope they film it or something for posterity reasons. And
just so, like, years and years and decades later, people can see that production of it, because it is so very unique.
Never seen anything like it. It's incredible.
But yeah, so we just wanted to mention some of those things. Some other mentionables. We went to McSorley's, which is like one of the most oldest bars in New York City at all. Like Abraham Lincoln.
Been there since like the 1800s. They still have like the sawdust on the floor. They only have 2 types of beer you can order. There's no alcohol, just beer.
Light and dark ale. That's what you got.
The famous thing to do is get this thing called the 6x6.
Yes.
And they bring you out 3 light beers, 3 dark beers, and we did that each. I know that sounds like overkill. Like, you guys drank 6 beers. They're little. They're
they're half a pint.
Yeah, they're not a true pint.
Yeah.
So it was the equivalent of like maybe 3 beers.
And we saved off the drinking prior. Like, we were like, okay, we won't drink before then, because we knew we were getting that amount. But I will say, we didn't know size-wise, because on TikTok, you can't always tell what those...
Yeah. They were rather small.
We
figured it was like 2.5 to 3 beers worth is what you get with the 6x6. But it was fun, a really neat atmosphere. You end up having to sit with strangers because
there's so many people there, and that's just kind of how it.
Yeah, like and they have like a big long bar, but no chairs at the bar, so everyone kind of just sits where you can. And
it gives me that like German beer garden kind of feel.
Yeah.
How you got a lot of long tables or big circular tables, and the idea is have a seat, meet somebody you don't know.
Yeah, so we always have the best food, best drinks when we're in New York. That's part of like the fun in New York.
Yeah.
Eat all the bagels, drink all the fun cocktails, and
yes, and we did have to get our schmears.
Yeah, you gotta
we
get
went
your
to
Liberty bagel. We need to branch out. We always
Yeah.
go to Liberty. We have been to another one, but
Yeah.
Liberty's close to our hotel. It's iconic. It's worth the long line. We like it a lot.
But I know, and next time we go, we've got other things to knock off, which is a really great thing about New York City is the amount of times that we could possibly go back for the podcast or not. But I mean, the podcast alone, guys, there's so many New York City like horror movies to tackle. So endless possibilities. Okay, guys, I think we're pretty done talking about our New York City trip, but we need to
I will
finish.
say, though, if you are a Ghostbusters aficionado, do your pilgrimage, go to New York, go see all the sites, because they're all very accessible. You can just walk up to most of these. Granted, I'm sure like Dana's apartment was shot on, and the interiors were probably shot on
like
a studio anyway, so it's no big skin off our back that we couldn't like go see her apartment.
Yes.
But you can see all the outside facades to everything. You can go into the public library. It's really cool. Go do it.
We mean it. We're yelling at you. Go friggin' do it now.
You better.
Okay, but let's go ahead. We get back into what brought us to New York City to begin with. Just tell me how you feel about Ghostbusters, John.
Well, I love it.
Yeah,
it's undeniable. This movie is an outright classic. And it is for a reason. It's held up for a reason. It's so funny. It's got that fun mix of horror and comedy, but the horror isn't too scary. You know, as a kid, the beginning ghost stuff really creeped me out. Mm-hmm. But now it's just like the perfect like gateway horror. Like if you're trying to get like a kid into like anything spooky, it's great for that. But it's also just a solid movie for adults too.
It's got a good plot. It's pretty concise, even though it does offer like a little folklore, a little backstory to, you know, why the Zool and all of that's taking place. It doesn't get in the weeds about it, which is, you know, sometimes that can be the complaint about a movie is like, well, we got to give too much of a backstory to why all of this is happening to begin with.
That or even like they don't get into too much of the science of like how their equipment works, how it sucks up the ghost.
You
know?
Just don't cross lines.
Yeah, you don't cross streams.
You don't stream cross because that's a no-no with PP and with these nuclear accelerator, so particle accelerators. Okay, well then let's just like favorite scenes, Knives rating. If you even tried to give it anything less than a 5, I'd tell you to jump out right now.
I think my favorite scene, I've gone back and forth, but I think my true favorite scene is when they go to the hotel to help clear out the hotel, and there's Slimer, and they're just fucking shit up.
Yes.
Making things worse than they were.
Are you talking about like that Biltmore Hotel? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, where they kind of like try out their gun rays, and yeah, that is so good.
And he gets slimed by Slimer. It's also a great showcase for all the actors. That's another thing about this movie. Everyone's so funny. You buy their camaraderie. They seem like a group of like true friends that have known each other for a while. Even when what's his name comes into the group, he fits in so well with everybody.
Oh, Winston Zeddemore.
Yeah. So
yeah, for sure.
And I love that scene because it's funny. It's a little creepy. Everybody is just performing at such a great caliber, and even like direction-wise, everything. The whole movie, you could say that, but these scenes in particular, I feel, are just
definitely.
Yeah, and there were other
production-wise.
Yeah, and there were other scenes I could have picked and wanted to pick, but then ultimately, on this drive right now, I was like, I think that's going to be my fave scene. What's yours?
My fave scene is whenever Rick Moranis' character Lewis, he's running out of the apartment complex, and
the dog's chasing him.
It cracks me up mainly. I think he is our unsung. I mean, he's sung very well in this movie, but he's my unsung guy because like. In the scenes with him, it's always his lines that I'll catch again and be like, God, that's so funny. And his delivery, and it's all in his body language. He's such a wonderful character actor. So for me, that scene, him running out, and even at the Tavern on the Green when he, can only
out the window.
He's just like so dramatic.
Slides down the window.
I love it. And it's also the scene that kind of things start really like picking up rapidly at this point, and he's becoming possessed. Dana's already become possessed, and we kind of know that we're headed in the direction of like the final act. So
I love this period in film history where Rick Moranis was like a big comedic star. He had this. He had
Honey,
Little
I
Shop
Shrunk the
of Horrors,
Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
What's the movie?
Little Giants, I think.
That's more
the
90s,
football
but
one.
yeah, there's what's the Canadian movie? I think he's with John Candy. You guys are probably yelling at me right now.
Yeah.
That one's funny. I can't think of the name right now. Damn it. But yeah.
Damn it, Janet.
I just love Rick Moranis. I wish we still had more Rick Moranis. I know he chose to
step away from acting.
I think something about like his wife passed away and he quit acting just to take care of the kids, which is commendable.
Yeah.
But I miss that we don't have more Rick Moranis movies to go see anymore.
Another is like Annie Potts, like cracking my ass
with her little
up
voice. I
with
can't even
that
do
voice.
it.
Yes. And just the one-liners. One of those like, I count on Bill Murray to give me constant one-liners. That's like his job. But having Janine say little things because she, she's really falling for Venkman, right?
Yeah.
No. She's falling for Egon. That's who
Egon. Yeah.
And so she's always just trying to get into particular situations where they're real close.
And each actor is so distinct, their characters, like Egon is like kind of like the stiffer, like scientific guy. You have Dan Aykroyd that's more of like the all shucks, kind of like very sincere.
Yeah, it's like they're all brainiacs, but they still all are very different in their love of science, the paranormal.
They're very well written.
Some of them are just a ladies' man, like Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, he thinks he's a ladies' man, but...
Oh, I just love Ghostbusters so much, guys, and it just begins, like you said, it starts off a kid's journey into spooky things. We love spooky
It used to scare me so much, the library scene.
Yeah, when she
like
turns
goes
around
crazy.
and
It used to really freak
scary.
me out. I would close my eyes. I would watch this movie a lot as a kid, but I would always be like, okay, that part that really scares me is coming. I'm going to look away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Five Knives for me.
Five Knives for me. Spawn's an amazing franchise. I love Ghostbusters 2. It'll be a reason why we take our asses back to New York City.
Yeah. I even like the all-female
yeah,
which I know a lot of people didn't
and
like.
then Chris Hemsworth was
I can see why, but I thought it was enjoyable. I mean, is it the originals? No, but at least we got like a little dose of like that kind of fun humor, you know, ghosts,
flipped on its
laughs,
side.
yeah.
It's good, and not even just the show. It's the culture. You know, it changed. You know, kids walking around for years dressed as Ghostbusters for Halloween. You know, you've got your Slimer Lunchable.
And when we go to Frightmare, we always see a lot of people cosplaying as Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Probably any horror convention we've gone to, we'll see people cosplaying as the Ghostbusters. So
Okay, if we could get
segue.
people, like if we could get people to do it with us, which Ghostbusters would you want to do, or what other character would you want to cosplay as?
I would cosplay as Rick Moranis' character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think I would.
Or I would cosplay as Slimer, figure out a fun big green costume.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be like Ginny and Annie Potts, the glasses.
Yeah.
I just love that. Or probably Egon.
Yeah. He would be the easiest to pull off because you could get the curly hair,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
He kind of has the most distinct look out of all of them.
Yeah, his look is the most kind of what you think of when you think of a geeky, nerdy, scientific kind of person, a know-it-all. But they knew it all. Catching ghosts. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters. That's what I'm calling.
Busters.
But speaking of Frightmare, that will be
yeah.
next month's episode. We are heading to Texas Frightmare Weekend in May, and so you'll get that episode in June.
Episode 113 will be Frightmare, and we will tell you guys all of the ins and outs and who's going to be there on the next episode. Until then, you need to be checking us out on Patreon. This is our first video, and we'll start doing video reactions with our podcast now and posting them on Patreon. So please check us out over there. Pick a tier. Go vote. If you haven't checked us out on our YouTube channel, please. It's Blind Spot Reactions.
But you'll find us under Scream Queens podcast on YouTube. But our show on our channel is called Blind Spots.
Yeah, and you should go find us on the social medias because that's what friends do. And I thought we were friends. In the meantime, take care. Just be kind, love each other.
And don't forget to go give us a 5-star rating and review if you haven't already. It helps our show out.
That's super kind.
Helps us get in the algorithm, helps it get seen more. The more likes and ratings it has, the better for us. So please do that.
Please do that. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.